Today, I've got something really cool to share with you inside the Interactive Brokers mobile app. We are talking about how to set up a stop loss and take profit order automatically that attaches to your option spread trade when making it. Also, we're going to show you how to set up the same orders on a spread trade that you already have in your mobile account. Let's first start with a fresh trade right out of the box. We're going to go to AMD for this one right over here. We're going to look at AMD and make a spread trade and attach our stop loss and take profit. To do this, I'm going to click on my position in here with AMD. And after the chart pops open, I'm going to click right in this area. X marks the spot to get into my AMD area. Next, I want to go ahead up here and click on options because we know we want to make an options trade on AMD. So click there for me. And for this demonstration, we're going to scroll over to the September 20th, which is up here on this area right here. We're going to scroll this by putting our finger on it and dragging it over this way. So we're going to scroll over until we get and see that September 20th, 37 days away. Click on that right there. That pulls up all the options for September 20th, 2024, 37 days away. Next, we'll look to make our option spread trade. We're going to do a bull put spread by selling this put right here and then buying a subsequent put right there at 130. So to do this, we want to click right here at the $5 mark in the bid column to bring up our sale for our first put. And that red means it's going to be a sale, which is good. And then we want to click on 350 over here on the ask section for the 130 put, which will be our downside protection for this trade. So we're going to click that right now. And boom, it's going to show up blue because you're buying one, right? So we're going to sell at 135 and buy at 130 to complete our bull put spread. And if you are doing a similar transaction to me and it is a bull put, you're going to see that you have a credit down here, and this should be a credit that's going to be paid to you if you set this trade up properly. If you do it the reverse way, this will show up as a debit, meaning you're going to have to pay this amount. So make sure it says credit down here to make sure you enter this in the right way. We are then going to click on this order button right here, and that takes us into our order ticket. Now, our quantity is 1, which is good. We have a limit order, which is also good. We have a time in force for day, which is also good. And then our limit price, we are going to go in here and just type on this drop down right here. We're going to drop it down, and then we're just going to scroll down because we know it was negative 150. So we're going to scroll by just using our mouse and just clicking and dragging like this to scroll up or down, as you want to call it. Reverse the direction. We're going to scroll until we hit that 150 mark. We're going to click there, and that's going to input our 150 credit. Again, just make sure it says credit right here. Alternatively, if you wanted to do this a quicker way, you could just click in the box and you could just type in whatever you wanted here, negative 150. Maybe that's the easier way to do it. That'll also get you the same result. That's pretty standard. What we want to do now is go and open up this guy right here, attach bracket order. This is the whole point of this video, is to get these stop losses and take profits on when we make our trade. So click on this little plus button right here to open it up. And as you might have guessed, we want to dial these babies on right here by clicking this button and clicking this button, and doing so will have us look like this. So for this exact trade, a bull put spread, you have to understand how this trade operates and works in order to do this properly. When this trade works in your favor, this $150 credit, you want that number to go closer to 0. The closer it goes to 0, the more of that $1.50 or $150 you're going to keep. So for our profit taker, it would make sense then for this to be as close to 0 as we want it to be to lock in our profit. Right now, it's showing at negative 0.5, or roughly we're going to capture 66% of this trade. Now we can change this number as well, just by clicking on the drop down here and scrolling like before. Right, we can do that. Alternatively, we could click on this plus or minus button to move this number as well. Let's go up a little bit and take it closer to 0, locking in more profit all the way to 0.4. Or again, you click the number itself and input whatever number you want to by clicking in there and adding or updating the number. Let's leave it right there for now. And let's say that, yes, we want to capture and take our profit when this reaches and goes down from 150 down to 40 cents. So the quick math suggests that if we have 150 in potential profit and we end up giving back $40, which is what our profit taker would be set up to do, when the price of this bull put spread hits 40 cents, it's going to trigger and close off the trade for us, locking in about $110 of profit, which is great. The only caveat here, and this is going to be true for both your profit taker and the stop loss, which we'll get to in a second, this time in force needs to be changed from day. And you click this little drop down arrow right here and you change that bad boy. And you're going to want to change that bad boy to good till canceled. And the reason for this is that if you don't do good till canceled, it's only going to be valid for one trading day. So if this 40 cents doesn't get hit in a singular trading day, it may take a week, it may take 2 weeks, it may take a month. This order is going to just close itself off. And it's not going to be there anymore. So good till canceled means it's there until it gets hit or the position is closed, which is what you want in most cases. Now we move to the stop loss. We got part one there, profit taker is good to go. We're on the stop loss now. So down here, stop loss. This is how much we're willing to lose. So if we have a credit of 150 showing and we have a stop loss price of 250, it means we're willing to lose $100 on this position, which is fine. Okay, sometimes there's risk, sometimes there's reward, depends on the trade, how it goes. We don't want to take on unlimited risk in this scenario, but let's say we were okay with losing another $1.50. So if the position is $1.50 and we were okay with losing, like say a 2x on the position, we just multiply this by 2, it become $3 or 3.00. So we can just change this by, again, using the scroll method here, the plus or minuses, or inputting the actual price right there. I'm going to use the scroll method myself. I'll show you this one more time by clicking this little arrow right there. We've got a stop order shown as our stop loss type, which is fine. As soon as this $3 value for this option spread trade gets hit, it's going to stop us out and put it in an order to get it filled, which is good. And then the only thing, again, we have to do is change the day to right there and make it a good till canceled as well. Otherwise, our stop loss will be in place for one day, and that's not good risk management without having it in place for the duration of the trade. So let's do this and click good till canceled right here. Update that. And at this point, you are ready to submit and slide to buy to get this baby in the hopper and hopefully get filled to get it into your account. So take this little guy right here and just go whoop. Once the order is filled, this would be in your account and you'd have these sell order limits attached to the trade. And then you'd be ready to go good till cancel until the trade gets closed out. So that example showed you how to set up a take profit and a stop loss when setting up and selling an option spread. Now, let's flip it around and buy an option spread and execute a bull call spread where you're buying the option spread and doing the exact same thing with the stop loss and the take profit orders. So we're going to stay with AMD. We're going to stay with the September 20th, 2024 expiration date. We're going to be operating on the call side this time to set up our bull call spread. And first up, we want to buy the 145 strike call at 675. So we're going to click that and make it blue. Then we want to sell the 150 strike price right there by clicking on 475. And you're going to see this is going to update at the bottom to a bull call spread. And just to call this out, we know again we're going to be having to pay this $2 because we have a debit shown right there. A debit is leaving your account, a credit is coming in. So we know that we've done this one properly because again, I wanted to show you how to buy an option spread and now set up the take profit and stop loss. So click on the order right there. Let's get into this order ticket. We've got bull spread at the top. We've got call options in here, quantity of 1, limit, and day for these orders is great. We're going to again input that limit price. If you'll recall on the previous screen, it was around the $2 mark. So let's just input $2 right here just by putting it in, clicking in the middle and going 200. That's what we're going to pay to open up this trade and start it off. And now let's move into our bracket orders again. Same as before. We'll open up this with the plus symbol. And let's hit these two buttons right there. Boom, boom. And now let's go to work. Now let's flip both of these days for the time enforced till good till cancel, just so that for this option trade, for this spread trade, we're going to have these on indefinitely until the actual trade itself gets flipped and closed. So let's go here. Good till canceled. Let's go here. Good till canceled. Those are both good. And now let's go to work on our profit taker limit price. So right now we're showing $3 for our profit taker, which means that if the contract value or the spread value goes from $2 up to $3, we're going to make some bank. We're going to make about $1 per share, which means $100 in profit right there. Okay. So if that's okay with our profit taker area, we can do that. If you want to change this at all, again, we can go for our drop down, same as before, plus, minus, or actually make it a change in the value by typing it in. I'm going to bump it up to $4 and just type it in myself by clicking right here and entering 4.00. Done. Okay. For our stop loss, we want a stop loss that we don't lose this entire $200 or $2 per share. To do this, we could set up again the same way. We can leave it at half value at $1, or we can go a little bit lower, a little bit higher, depends on how much you want to lose in this trade. Potentially, right? It's our stop loss where this is going to get stopped out right here and get this trade off our books, close off this trade Both legs will get closed if this number gets hit for the value of these two combining spreads. So let's call this, let's do this one at 0.5. So I'm going to click the drop down arrow right here instead, right there. And we're just going to wheel it off and go down to 0.5. No big deal, okay? Boom, right there. So now we've got our profit taker, we've got good till canceled, we've got our stop loss, good till canceled. Again, we would submit this order and it's going in the hopper. And now I'm just going to take you over to the trade area, just because this is after hours and they're not going to get filled right now. I'm going to show you them both in there. They're going to be a little bit different looking. Let's go back by clicking this arrow right here. Back one more time, same arrow on the top left. And now let's go down to the bottom down here and go to trade. Let's open that up and click on orders right here. And this line will help us distinguish what's going on between our two trades. So we've got 3 different trades, right? It looks like 3 different trades that are in here, but it's actually just one with the profit taker and the stop loss attached. This is the bull call we just set up. It's got our profit taker right here. It's got our stop loss right here for the downside protection. Then we've got our bull put spread right there. We've got our take profit shown right here for the limit order for some profit. And then we have our stop loss right there to stop us out when we lose enough money to get out of this trade. So they're there. They just haven't been filled yet because the market's not open, but that's where they're going to go. And once they get filled, they're going into the trade area and it's going to look very similar. And when they do get filled and they go into your account, you're going to see something like this. Let's go down to portfolio right here to show you a live spread trade in my account. Check out this trade right here. We've got a bull put spread in the account. Okay, the 205-200 bull put spread for Apple. If I scroll over, I'll show you some more details right now just to see it. It's in there. It's got a little profit right now. Okay, it's got 40 bucks in profit so far. Not a bad trade. And 43 bucks isn't going to make you rich, but spreads are all about making kind of consistent profits over time. Got some average price information right there, which means that the value of it right now is probably closer to about $60-ish because the spread goes down in value when you're doing a bull put. And the days there, 37 days till expiration. This one's working out well. What we want to do now, though, is we don't have any other orders attached to it. So I want to click right here and open it up and click the chart right here one more time to get into my order ticket and see what's going on with this trade. What we want to do, though, to set this up now is we want to go down here and click right here, kind of in this area right here. Do not click the buy or sell buttons. That's not what we want to do. You want to click in this area right here. Now these numbers are going to pop up and these are critical to understand to help you set up the stop loss and the take profit, okay? These ones are critical. We have a market value right now currently at $59 for this bull put spread. We have an average price of 102. So we started with 102. It's currently worth 59. If you subtract those numbers from each other, you get the unrealized profit about $43 right here. That's how that comes together in this example. Keep in mind, this is for a bull put spread, and it is not going to be the exact same calculation for a bear call spread or any kind of other debit spread or any kind of other credit spread. It's just for a bull put spread in this example. What we're going to have to do is set up 2 different orders in a second, one for the take profit and one for the stop loss. So if you had an average price of 102, let's say we want to put our stop loss then at negative 1.5. So we're willing to give up all the profit made up so far, which is $43, plus an extra $50 on top of the original price of 102. So we call it 150 just to keep it simple. And for our take profit, let's say we have $59 currently with the market values for this bull put spread. Let's say we want to take this down to 10 bucks. We want to lose another $49, shave another 49 bucks off this trade. Take that off, which is great. We want to get this down to negative 0.10. So what we need to do first, let's start with the take profit, is go into close position. Click right there. And this is going to enter an order that's going to automatically close out the trade. So we have to be very careful when we're doing this because we don't want to close out the trade too early. Quantity of 1 is good. Time in force day is going to be changed right here. Drop it down, good till canceled. Boom, like we always do. Order type. This is going to confirm that it is a take profit order versus a stop loss. If you recall from our trades where we put these bracket orders on top of trades we're making currently, all of the take profit orders were limit orders and all the stop orders or stop losses were stop orders. So this is going to be a take profits. We want this to be a limit order and we want this limit price right here to be, again, that negative 0.10. So drop it down right here. I'm going to scroll right to there, click on that 10 right there, negative 0.10. And that is our take profit order set there. It shows debit because we're going to be giving back potentially $10 in this trade and pocketing the rest. We're going to click slide to submit to sell. And that order would be in there. It's not going to actually get achieved and sold or closed until it hits that limit price order, right, for the entire spread trade of negative 0.10. Let's go back out right here, clicking this back button. And if you look at the orders and trade section down here, you can see that we have a sell limit order to negative 0.10, good till canceled. This will not fill unless the contract's value, the bull put spread total, drops down to 0.10 negative. Right now, it's currently trading at roughly, let's call it 0.59. We can see that listed here by the market value that's shown right there. If we move the decimal place over 1, 2, that's how you get that 0.59. So it's going to drop, again, about $49 before this price is going to actually get closed out and the take profit's going to execute. Now we have to set up our stop loss, doing the same thing, close position right here, quantity of 1. Order type, we're going to change this time from limit order. We're going to click on this thing right here and change this down to stop order right there. So it's going to execute a stop order and stop us out, or have our stop loss executed when the market hits a certain stop price, which, if you'll recall, is negative 1.50. So I'm going to click right in here. I'm going to enter negative 1.50. Time and force, we're going to make this good till canceled as well. Should be pretty easy to do for you from now on. Good till canceled. And we're going to swipe this over and do this order in there as well. Let's head back over into our area right here with the black button. Now under our orders and trade section, you can see here that we have a stop order, good till canceled, of negative 150. And we've got our sell limit order of negative 0.10. So we have a take profit, a TP right there. We've got our SL stop loss up there. Neither one of these should get filled until you have the option spread reaching them in terms of the price movement. So we have to go from, again, 0.59, right? Negative 0.59 all the way down to $10 to get some profit, or all the way up to 150 to lock in some loss. Ultimately, these are there to protect you and set them up afterwards by using this method. It's a little bit cumbersome, to be honest, but that's the best way that I found to do it inside the Interactive Brokers mobile app. Nothing shows up in our portfolio again, but if we go into this trade again by clicking in the Apple bull put, clicking in the chart down here again, you'll be able to see those if you pop up this position area at the bottom. Those will be sitting there waiting for you, waiting to get filled. And if you want to see them as well, you go into your trade area down at the bottom and go into orders. You'll see that they have made their way into the orders area as well, and they will remain there until the order gets filled, or your position right here. Right here is the orders. If your position gets filled and closed off, if you close it off manually, these orders will disappear because there's no longer in a position to attach them to. So that's setting up take profits and stop losses on the Interactive Brokers mobile app. If you're more of a desktop trader and prefer trading on Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation, I've got a very easy to follow video for doing the exact same thing on live trades, on old trades inside the TWS platform. You can check it out right here.